Welcome to MG 406 News, where you get the latest update on the student climate by fellow students. This morning, we will be discussing how people are feeling now that the current issue of students not being allowed back on campus is affecting students' day-to-day lives. We will also be discussing how people are feeling due to the shift from on-campus to virtual learning. We have conducted interviews both through Qualtrics and in person in order to get our information about the attitudes of athletes, students, alumni, professors, and students from other schools. First, we will be going to Matthew Dorsey to discuss the attitudes of student athletes after the global pandemic sent students home to quarantine themselves for the virus.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here in sunny Columbia, Maryland with my findings of how student athletes are feeling about their drastic changes in their day-to-day lives as corona outbreak has changed their careers as student athletes. After looking at results sent to student athletes, we saw that student athletes are really struggling with the changes to their routine and how they're feeling a little bit of sadness as they're forced to change their daily lives. Now we have superstar Brandon Bradshaw of the Loyola men's basketball team with me in the studio to discuss his opinions on how Loyola shutting down for the pandemic has changed his life and suggestions that he has moving forward. What's going on, Brandon? How are you?
What's going on, Matt? How you doing, man?
Good, bro. Good to see you. So do you fear you will be at health risk while your season is still going on?
I wouldn't say personally, but I think as the school and as the NCAA, yes, that's why they pushed back the season to January 1st instead of November 25th. But personally, no, I don't think so. I think we're keeping our distance as long as we, do what the school says as terms of the guidelines and protocols. I think we should be fine.
Okay, cool. So lastly, what suggestions do you have in order to improve life on campus when we are able to return?
Just normal guidelines. Keep your mask on and follow rules. I think the reason why a lot of schools are shutting down is because a lot of people don't respect the rules. So yeah, wear your mask. Don't party.
Yeah.
Just the simple guidelines.
Well, thank you for your time, Brandon. Good luck to your season, and back to you, Matt.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. That's very interesting how you brought those points up. It shows how students are feeling about the current situation we're having right now. It explains that people really do need to follow the rules and regulations if we do want a safe place to be back on campus next semester. Next, we have Lydia Kirshner with her report on the attitudes professors have towards the effects of COVID-19 and how their careers have faced changes due to the pandemic.
Calling in today, we have Dr. Astrid Smith-King talking about her experiences in the new norm with COVID.
Or another question you have here, do you feel like your workload has increased or decreased since going online? It has increased substantially. And that's okay. I mean, my job is to be the best prepared professor I can be for my students. And so just like the landscape has changed for students, it has very much changed for professors, right? And so I think sometimes students might I think about when I was younger, I looked at my parents and forgot they were people. I just thought they were parents, right? And I think sometimes students forget professors are people. And our profession has changed, right? So we are going through all of those other changes in a little bit of a different way. And I think we all pride ourselves at Loyola being part of a community to bring our best selves and be our best selves and professional for our students. And so I think, everyone's workload has increased substantially, but we wouldn't have it any other way because we want to do the best by our students. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, especially because things have changed on our end too. So we're all in it together.
Exactly. No, that's true. It's true.
Thanks, Lydia. It was very insightful listening to what professors have to say and how they are feeling about the pandemic affecting their work. Much like students, the voice of professors need to be heard as well. Professors are needed to provide the students with the education they are paying for. and if they prefer to teach in person, it affects the quality of education the students receive in a positive way. A new normal on campus doesn't just pertain to the way students function, but it pertains to professors as well. Up next, we have Salma Gad reporting on students' attitudes throughout this semester being online, and what their opinions are for creating a new normal in our environment when we go back to campus. What have you heard from the students, Salma?
Thanks, Matt. From what I've heard, many Loyola students are not happy with the decision to going online. They feel as their Loyola education and college experience has been stripped away from them. While conducting our research, we were able to find out Loyola students and students from other universities' feelings towards COVID-19 and how it's impacted their education. From our research, 62.22% of Loyola students feel that if we were to be on campus, they would feel safe. A big part of this conflict was the Zoom classes. Some students are already having screen fatigue. Already, most of the coursework is online, and now we are having more screen time because of the Zoom classes. As you can see from our research, most Loyola students are feeling lost during class and feeling stressed due to their schoolwork. We have to figure out a solution together to solve this problem where we can feel safe and less stressed due to COVID-19 interrupting our education.
To wrap up the segment, we have Hunter Shealy discussing what our recommendations are in order to make a new normal on Loyola's campus during the spring semester. What do you have to say, Hunter?
Thanks, Matt. From the information we have gathered from our surveys and interviews, we have come up with several recommendations that we would like to see implemented on the Loyola campus when it reopens. Students should be issued a COVID kit, which includes items such as a thermometer, masks, and hand sanitizer. Teachers should take the temperature of their students every day before they are allowed to enter the classroom. Class sizes should be reduced by 50%. An example of this would be classes that meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Half the students would meet in person on Tuesdays while the other half would meet virtually, and on Thursdays the opposite would happen. Professors that are in vulnerable groups to the virus should be given larger classrooms so that they can remain safely distanced from their students. We also recommend that Loyola invest in rapid testing technology and hand sanitizer stations, which should be placed strategically around campus. These recommendations, we believe, will allow Loyola to reopen successfully and safely.